Hey, 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 everyone. If you are joining us live on our first Blab for Fire and Ice,
Yes.
welcome.
Hello,
That's
everyone.
Fire. Say
I'm
hi,
Fire.
I'm
And that's
Ice.
Ice.
We are
I know
so
y'all like,
corny.
man.
We are so corny, but that's all right. You know what? Because we love the Lord.
Amen.
And we are dedicated to the mission to get everyone healed and out of that stuck place of being in pain. We want them to smile again, just like me. So I'll let you introduce yourself first. Let's see. We have a couple who are joining us, but we're also live on my homepage. I'm looking at it now.
Okay.
So I see myself in two different places
So
from
like
two different angles. I feel like I'm being real professional.
Oh, yes, you are. You are. Oh, and you're on Facebook Live.
And what? Is this Facebook Live?
Facebook Live.
What's up, Facebook? Okay, let's stop clowning around. All right, so
let's get serious. Okay.
I'm Jay, founder of Matters of My Heart and Jay the Author Publishing. And my colleague is
Laura Shea Sadler, founder and owner of Coast to Diamond. So I know y'all are wondering, like, how in the world did y'all get together?
Yeah, God.
Yes,
God connected us.
It's
and
real.
This, huh?
I said it's real. The divine
It is real.
Is real. Mm-hmm.
It is totally real. Every time we have a conversation, it's so powerful and it's so deep. And I was like, you know what? We should share all of this goodness with everybody else. It's kind of selfish to keep it to our own selves. You know what I'm saying?
True, because
we
can get on the phone and we'll be like, yeah, about 5-10 minutes. And then 2 hours go by.
Yeah. And we don't even realize that the time is gone like that. Yeah. But that's because we have so much in common and we're passionate about what we do. And so, it's easy for us to have that conversation and we're not like butting heads or anything like that, but it's really like we get each other, you know what I'm saying? So it's not like you have a lot of people, especially who has never dealt with pain or sexual assault or rape, domestic violence, abuse, or things like that. If they've never ever dealt with it, then they don't know how to talk to someone who has. Exactly. And one of the things that irritates, and I think we should really do a blab about this too, especially I can't wait till we talk about the church, because the church is the main one who offend those who have been abused, because they don't really know how to talk to them. They give them a scripture, but don't tell me to let go and let God. Exactly. Don't tell me all that. No, I'm in pain. I feel like God allowed this to happen. So how do you talk to someone who's conflicted in their faith? And I just think the church, most of the church in my experience that I have gone to, I haven't gone to all the churches, but the ones that I have gone to got it all wrong. Boom. How you like that? You can be mad if you want.
Oh, it's gonna be something, honey.
I'm keeping it real.
It is. They ain't ready. They not ready for the real. No.
So I want to talk to people who knows what I'm going through, or knows how to get me out of this place. Because I don't want to be stuck. I don't want to be in pain. No, I want to find a way to smile again. I need to find a purpose in my life. What is going to cause me to want to wake up the next morning? And so that's what Fire and Ice is all about. That's how we're going to get you. And I love that the idea is, how to deal with life when life has dealt with you.
Because it's going to go on regardless.
Yes. Life does not stop.
It does not stop.
No, you still got bills to pay. Call Comcast and say, I'm not feeling well today. I don't feel like getting out of bed. Right. See what they say. Okay.
Okay. And then you go turn the TV on and
right.
call the 1-800 number for restore.
Right, exactly. Call the electric company and say that. So how do you deal with those types? How do you go on living with that? And so our topics for tonight is...
Yeah. I think it takes wanting to change and trusting the process.
Mm-hmm. You said something good. Talk to me about that, trusting the process. Because it is a process to get from one place to the next. Whatever that place is, we can define that place. But whatever it is, it's still a process. It doesn't happen overnight.
Oh, no, ma'am. No.
Talk to me about that process.
Ooh, that process is ugly. Let's be real. Like, we here to be real, right?
Yeah.
It's ugly. It's an ugly process. That's why it's so hard to trust it, right? Because you got to really deal with you. No one else. You. And it's hard to deal with the ugliness of yourself. Yeah. Right? Especially after you went through a lot of traumatic things. Yeah. Because you start or you become because of that. So now you have to deal with this ugly person you don't like. And it's hard. It is hard. Mm-hmm.
I know. How do you deal with pain, and why is it so hard for people to let it go? That's what we're talking about tonight for our listeners or viewers or wherever you may be in the world. The topic for our conversation tonight is really talking about why is it so hard to let go of pain? And I can say for myself, it took some years for me to even, one, acknowledge that I was in pain. Because for a long time, I just lived on autopilot. I didn't really pay attention to my actions. I didn't care if I hurt anybody else because I was in so much pain that I just didn't know, and I didn't pay attention to it until I turned 30. And that magical age of 30, man.
I want to do that to you.
Oh, man. I think that's when you really start to mature. Like, that's when you really say, you know what? I'm about to die soon. I'm going to get my shit together.
I know.
I'm going to stop playing around.
I think that's when I hit.
Start filling out my will and shit.
Yeah, when I was 30, I was like, oh my God, what have I done with my life? Like, what's going on?
Yeah, and I look back and I was like, oh my God, I spent so much of my life being bound and being stuck and not really living fully. It's just amazing how much time I've wasted on just not living because I really didn't see a reason to live.
Because you were used to the pain, right?
I was so used to the pain. And that's the thing about it, Laura Shay, is that when you're in pain, you become so comfortable with it. Like it becomes your comforter.
It does.
And so anything that comes that kind of try to take it away from you, you hold on to it because that's what you're comfortable with. Exactly. Because you know it. You don't know for sure that there's a smile on the other side of that door. I don't know that for sure, but I do know, I know this because this is what I've been feeling for 40 years. So I'm just going to say here, this just must be my life, But this process, when you make up in your mind that I'm ready to let all of this go, then there is this process. And that's what you were starting to talk about, trusting that process, because it is a long, scary, painful process because you're really changing your mind, your mindset. Yeah.
And you have to want to go through the process. As I was saying, you have to want change. And when you become comfortable in that pain and become comfortable in that situation, it's hard, right? Yeah. So a lot of us cry out in different ways to want change. Some people cry out in a suicidal way.
Yeah.
Some people cry out in drugs, alcohol.
Yeah.
People become promiscuous.
Mm-hmm.
You just grab different types of things to cope with, and it's not
Yes.
positive. So when
Yeah.
it's time to, when you're done with that and you've had enough, like it's very
Mm-hmm.
cliche, but it's so
Mm-hmm.
true. When you're tired, sick and tired of being sick and tired,
Yes.
then you want
Yep.
better. And so that's when trust in the process comes into play, because you want change, you've cried out for it. Now
Yeah.
it's time to work the steps
Yeah.
to get there. But you have to keep trusting the process because it's not happening overnight, like you
Right.
said. It's not pretty in the beginning.
Yeah.
It's not, because you got to deal with you and the choices that you've made since then. And it really, really can take a toll on you. And that's why you need support system. That's why I love your Matters of the Heart, Silence No More support group. It is
Mm-hmm.
awesome because you need support when you're going through this.
Yes.
You can't do it by yourself.
Yeah.
You can't.
You can't. There's no I mean, if we could do it on our own, we wouldn't be stuck. And that's the honest to God truth. And for me, and so one of the things for me when I was in pain, when I was living in that pain of realizing what happened to me when I was a kid, is that I felt like no one understood. And then I also felt like, okay, so now I'm an adult and I can control who's around me. So I'm not going to let anybody around me. I'm just going to be a loner. That way, no one can hurt me. And I'm thinking foolishly that that's really going to work. And the main person who were hurting me at that time was myself. Because I kept myself bound by my own negative thoughts. The low self-esteem, it was horrible. I felt like I wasn't worthy enough to have a friend. Mm-hmm. I felt like I wasn't worthy enough to have a husband or a child. And mind you, I was a single mother. I had a baby. She was 2 years old. She was there. And I felt like I wasn't worthy enough to be her mother. And so being trapped in my own mind was really difficult for me to kind of change. So I needed someone on the outside to come to me and say, you know what? You got some anger stuff going on. I think you need counseling. And my husband was the one who told me that I needed to go to therapy at the time, ex-husband.
Okay.
He's ex-husband now, but at the time, my husband, he saw some things in me, and he knew that my behavior, there was something underground going on, and he couldn't figure it out. I couldn't figure it out. Mm-hmm. I just knew I was angry all the time, and I didn't want affection. Like I wouldn't let anyone touch me. I was uncomfortable if anyone wanted to hug me. Mm-hmm. It was, I couldn't look in the mirror. I avoided anything that gave a reflection. So these are the things that I went through in my 20s. I was also, before I got married, I was promiscuous. So all those things that you named off earlier are coping mechanisms. And what it does is it takes away that feeling of pain. It numbs it. And that's all we're looking for. We're looking for something to just numb the pain, just give us a little bit relief. Mm-hmm. The cutting numbs the pain because it gives you pain somewhere else. It takes the focus off the heart and onto wherever that area, wherever you're cutting. Exactly. A lot of cutters have that past of being sexually abused or some type of abuse. Something that's causing them pain, and their way of diverting it is cutting themselves. Mm-hmm. Same with promiscuous. I gotta stop saying that word because that word makes me crazy. It's hard for me to pronounce it.
You was exploring. Okay, that's very good. You were exploring.
Yes,
I'm pretty fire for right now. Yeah. You was exploring. I get it. I definitely get it. Mm-hmm. Yes. I know with myself, right? My pain was Drinking.
Mm.
Drinking and popping pills and partying. Like, I was a partier. I knew on the weekends, from the time I got off on Fridays
Wow.
up
Yeah.
until
Yep.
Sunday, I would take care of my family. Then I would hit the club right when they
Yes.
went to sleep.
Yes.
I was in the club until like 5, 6 in the morning because it was my scapegoat. It was what I did to get away from life.
Mm-hmm.
Party, drink, and pop
Yep.
pills.
Yep.
Right?
Yep. And I would drink so much that I wouldn't remember anything the night before. And I would be throwing up the next day all day.
Mm-hmm.
And who wants to keep going through that every weekend that you get that drunk? Mm-hmm. Because it took my mind off of having to face what was on the inside of me.
Yes. It was the pain.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You became so comfortable with it.
Yeah.
So my question to you is, when did you recognize that you were in that pain and you became comfortable and make the decision to change for the better?
I want to say when my husband told me that I needed to go to therapy. And so I started therapy. And in that is when I started talking through my childhood, everything that happened and how it kind of affected me at that time. Because at that time I was in my mid-20s. And so that actually the therapist that I started talking with, I'm not with her today. I'm with someone else.
Okay.
And the one that I'm with today, because the one then, all she did was really identify the problem. But she didn't give me any practical solutions on how to come out of that place. She just said, you're broken. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
so I paid you $100 to tell me that?
I've been knew that.
Bye, Felicia. So, so I had to go and switch. Because, I was the type at that time, I needed someone to fix it right now. Like, tell me what date I'm not going to be in pain anymore. Like January 5th, 2005. Done. You're going to be delivered. That's the kind of answer that I needed.
Oh.
And so when I walked into the office of my now therapist and I said to her, when is this going to be over? She's like, when is what going to be over? I said, when is this pain that I'm feeling every single day going to be over? Like, I need a date. And she laughed. She laughed so hard. And I'll never forget her words. She said like this: the moment you let it go.
I got chills. Oh my God, I got chills. Oh, wait.
She was like, I can't give you a date because it's all based on the moment you let it go. When you stop blaming yourself, when you stop blaming others, when you stop seeing yourself how you see yourself and see yourself how God sees you.
Ooh, wait.
She's like, you don't have to believe the word for it to work. God's word is never going to fall on empty ground. It's always going to fulfill itself, whether you believe it or not. You see that the word is not based on whether or not you believe it. That's God's word, and you can't change that.
Mm-hmm.
So whether you believe it or not, God is going to do what He said He's going to do. Boom. Mm-hmm. And that's when I started to do the work, like serious work on myself. There's a saying that say, if you can't change the people around you, change the people around you. So the ones that I went out partying with and having loose sex with, I had to cut them off. Some of them I gave them a Dear John letter. Others I was like, changed my number and moved. Like bounce, went ghost.
Wow.
So what about you? When did you first decided to step into that journey of healing?
When I tried to, okay, I'm about to say this somewhat loosely, but please, God, this is really, really serious. When I tried to kill myself for the third time, I was like, look, I guess this just ain't gonna work. So I might as well make the most out of life, right? Mm-hmm. I can't do it successfully. Let me find another mechanism. But I did cry out to God. Mm-hmm. And I was like, God, I'm done. Like, I threw my hands up. I was like, I surrender. I am done.
Wow.
I can't, what is it? Help me. And at that moment, that's when I knew, like, everything came before me, my kids and the future and my purpose. I started dreaming about my purpose, and I started dreaming about things that he was moving me toward. So when he came, like when I cried out to him, that's when I knew. And like you did, I stopped going out. I started making excuses though. I was like, no, the kid's sick. That was my excuse. Yes, come on in. Come on in.
I'm inviting people.
I see, yay. So that's when I started. And then what I ended up doing was, just like you, I had went to a therapist, and like I said, she was just talking about the issue, and she wasn't telling me how to move forward in life. And I was like, okay, well, how do I move forward? So it wasn't until I started reading God's word, I started going to church more, I started being open about my situation to others and transparent, and that's when the healing process started for me. And then I eventually found another therapist who didn't like to be called therapist. She wanted to be she was like, let's just be couch buddies. And I was like, what? So she meant in a way that let's just sit on the couch and talk, and whatever your true feelings is will come out, and you won't feel so judged with me sitting across from you with a pad and a pencil. Because it's intimidating to sit across from someone with a pad and a pencil, and they go, and you like, what that mean?
Yes.
What that mean? So when I was with her, we just sat on the couch and we talked, and then she'll go, okay, well, how are you going to move forward from that? What's your plan? You need this, and this. And I was like, oh, I don't know. She was like, well, I need you to put something together. I said, well, tell me.
Is that what you want?
I can't live your life for you. I can't live your life for you. You got to live it for yourself. So the decisions you make, the plans you put into place, you have to carry them out. I can't do that. And I was like, oh. And that's when I had to start trusting the process. I had to start trusting my own judgment. I had to start trusting that I can make the right decisions, because I second-guessed myself 20 million times. I still second-guess myself 20 million times, right? Because it's like, you want to make sure everything you're doing is right for you, and you never know until you make the decision.
Right. So, until you do something, you take action.
That was the big part. Taking action. Because for months, let's be real, all right? We're being real, we're being open.
Yeah.
I made plans and looked at them, and they looked so good for months. I was like, man, this is a good plan.
Right.
Like, I really love this. Man.
Mm-hmm.
I had to put it into action for it to really work, right? And so
faith without works is dead.
Accountability, support groups are a must, because once I gave her the plan, I stalled with giving her the plan for months, because I was like, no, I'm still working on it. And then when I gave it to her, she was my accountability partner. She was my support group. And then she was like, okay, now when you come back in, we shouldn't even be talking about this no more, right? Because you already got this. Let's move to another area in your life. And I'm like, oh, okay. Like, but it worked so well. I was with her for about 1.5 years.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And now I have a new therapist, and she is just off the chain. I'd be like, I can't even talk this week. We'll talk next week. She makes me cry every time.
Oh, she makes you cry.
She makes me cry. I said, I can't even talk to you this week. But
Honey.
you gotta. That's the thing. Being accountable, having someone hold you accountable, having that support group, recognizing that you are going in a circle.
Yeah.
And that's what I was doing, going in a circle.
Right. Ain't getting nowhere.
Mm-hmm. What they call it? The rat race?
Oh my God.
The rat race?
I think that's what it is when you're just going in circles.
Just a little hamster in the wheel and it ain't going nowhere.
There's a song, something like going in circles. That's old school, so they may not know it about that.
So I want, real quick, some people who are in here, this is a very open dialogue. We would love for you to
jump in,
a question, join in on the conversation, because truly, honestly, our conversation is to help others as well as help ourselves. Because I know a lot of people may not know this, but when I write posts on Facebook or Twitter or something like that, 9 times out of 10, I'm talking to myself, because I need a check every now and then. And you're your biggest critic and you're your biggest supporter. Yeah. And you're going to check yourself, because you know what's going on with you more than other people. So, we want join in, if you have
don't be scared.
Questions. Yeah, don't be at all.
They got to warm up to us first, Laura Shay, to see, what these chicks are really about. What are they talking about?
You're right. You're right. They're going to be like, oh. So let's talk about how we got the fire and ice real quick.
Yes.
I know some people are like,
tell the story.
Where did I get that from? Okay. So this how it all started last year, right? Last summer, late summer, was it last late summer? Okay. Yeah. We got connected through a mutual friend, Stephanie, right?
Yes, Stephanie told me. Stephanie is my business coach, and she said, "I just talked to a girl, and you need to call her immediately." I was like, "Okay." I said, "I got a lot on my plate right now. I ain't got time to be calling nobody." She said, "I'm gonna send you her number. Call her." And
she told me she was like, "Y'all are gonna be so perfect together. I could just see it. Y'all are doing the same thing, but in different ways. Oh my God, it's just gonna be great." And I was like, "Oh, okay, all right, yeah." And then what? We probably a month or two later.
Yeah, I think it was a couple of weeks after that.
Okay, and then it's been unseparable.
And the very first conversation, it was that night. I'll never forget it. And because I said something like, it was almost 10, and you like, I'm like, yo, I'm sleepy. You are you drinking coffee? You have so much energy, and you always have the same energy, no matter what time of day it is. It could be 2:00 in the morning, 2:00 in the afternoon. Do you sleep? I meant to ask you that.
I get some D's in there here and there, I try to get some D's in there. I do. I sleep when other people working. I don't even know when that is. But, I do. I know I would just bounce. And one of the things I did tell her, people, this is what I said. I said, I was unhappy and miserable for so long that now I refuse to just be unhappy and miserable. I'm always happy. I was so dull for so long. Now I'm just happy, and I am literally what you get now is what you get when I'm in person. It might be 10 times in person. I don't know. As I've been told, everybody can't take me. So you really gotta take me in doses. You really do. You have to take me in doses, and it's not Phony is not fake. It really is me. So when we were talking, I think we was on the phone for like 3 hours, 2-3 hours. It was long.
Yeah, it was long. It was a long conversation.
It was. And then every conversation we have has been like that. And then I had a dream and I was like, fire and ice.
Yeah.
She's like, yeah, I'm mellow.
Right.
Ice. I was like, yeah, I'm fire. Always at it.
Yep.
And that went on for months, right?
Yep. You kept seeing it in the airport.
I
went to the airport and I saw fire and ice. Like everywhere we went, we kept seeing the words fire and ice. It was so crazy. So we both said, like, okay, God wants us to do something, but we don't know what. But we stuck with it, and we when did we come up with the blab?
Like a couple weeks ago?
Yeah.
A month ago? About a couple weeks to a month ago.
Like, yeah, it's something. He wants us to do something. So we need to collab. We need to, get together. And then because our conversations are so rich. And
yes,
I think what we have in common is that we both have a passion to heal people. We don't want people hurting because we have found the key to not hurt anymore. Right? And so because we have that key, we want to share it. That's all. Like we get in a big truck and we going across America and we getting all the hurt people. Come on, come with us. Because you don't have to hurt anymore.
You don't.
Yeah.
You really don't. And there are people out here who understand you, who genuinely love you, and are praying for you.
Yes.
That's the biggest part. I pray for everybody. I say the world, everyone. Yeah. Because I want everyone to be in a happy place. And I want everyone to heal from the pain that we are used to having.
Yes. Yep.
I want that.
And I want it badly.
For this show, we've prayed that anyone who needs to be here is in here. They are listening. And you, like you said, they're filling us out, right?
Yeah.
And that's great. And we just really want you to know that we are here for you.
Yes.
We understand you. We really do.
Yeah.
And we want you to know that you don't have to live in that pain that you're in. Yeah. You really don't.
No, and we're going to go back and say the same thing, that it takes a support system in order for you to move out of that place of pain. There's no way that you're going to be able to do it alone. And I've heard people say, oh, I'm just going to pray about it. God is going to fix me. But baby, read anywhere in the word where Jesus always used people to heal others. So you can be praying and God is sending you help, but you don't see it because it didn't come in the way that you thought it should.
Oh, that was good.
Yeah. Ooh. It's in the word when God said, well, I sent you water, but you turned it down. I sent you help, but you turned your back. And I'm paraphrasing the Bible, but it's in there. I guarantee you it's in there. I'm sorry. I got it. Like, what the hell? Jeez. Anyway, I digress. Look, I'm talking about the Bible. I said, what the hell?
Yes. That's her, people. That's her.
Yes.
She ain't lying. That's her. And I think a lot of people, what they don't, is that when they expect for God to answer their request and prayer, they think it's supposed to come in a pretty box with glitter and nice little ribbons and all that. And it don't come that way.
Like instant, pain-free.
It don't work that way. It doesn't. It even says somewhere in the Bible, I know my pastor gonna kill me when he sees it. Like, and be like, you don't know.
Somewhere between Genesis and Revelation.
God knows my heart. You know? But like somewhere it says that like God will put the super to your natural, but you gotta do the work. So basically what faith without work is dead. So you still gotta do the work to heal and to release the pain for him to come in and purify it in a way. You still got to do the work.
Well, you know what? I want to share this on Lab tonight. And honestly, I was not going to share this publicly because God gave it to me last night as part of my speech that I'm getting ready to do for the Power Networking Conference in May.
Oh.
But I want to share it tonight because I feel like it's heavy, and I kind of want people to understand that I'm not perfect. But here's the vision that God gave me about me. And I'm painting a picture for you because I'm a writer. So I like to, I like to tell stories, and I like to paint pictures so that you can get what I'm saying. So imagine God sitting at his workshop table. It's a wooden table. And in front of him are millions of little scattered pieces, broken pieces. Mm-hmm. That's Jamie in a million different broken pieces. And he began to work and taking the pieces. You can't see it. I got to work with my camera. So he takes the pieces and he begins to put them together. And he'll pick up a piece and he'll say, depression, nope, throw that out. Anger, nope, throw that out. He's still putting it together. Suicide thoughts, throw that out. And he's still putting me together. And when he's done, he sits back and he smiles. And he says, Jesus, come in here. Jesus comes and stands next to God, and he looks at the masterpiece that's on the table before God. And he smiles and he's like, God, you done did it again. And God looks back and smiles. He was like, yeah, she has my heart. Yeah, she's going to be my mouthpiece. I'm going to call her Jay.
Wow.
Girl.
Ooh, girl, you better make me, you better stop it. I ain't bring no tissue. I ain't know I needed no tissue. Like, I'm going to need you to. Ooh. Wow.
Isn't that something? God takes our brokenness and he molds us into his masterpiece. And the work just begins then. That's when we really begin to work, because now we are the mouthpiece. See, I have a history with God. He's never failed me. People failed me. My friends, they don't show up like I want them to. My children, they disappoint me, my child. I say children because I still call my stepchildren my children. But I don't, every person has not been as nice to me, and vice versa. I haven't been as nice to other people. So the Bible says, put your trust in no man. People disappoint me all the time, but I tell you who never disappoints me, who never leaves me, who never forsakes me. That's my Savior.
Yes.
He's the one that took all of my brokenness, all of those thoughts of just not wanting to live anymore. And the third time, that's how we have that in common. I attempted suicide 3 times. And the last time, he said to me, God said to me, if you die now, you won't see my promise. So God is so faithful to me that he's going to do whatever it takes to make sure I'm around to see what he promised me.
Won't he
do it? Clearly, I'm not good at this suicide thing.
So, you know what I'm saying? Like,
clearly,
like, good grief.
So he's just that faithful.
Amazing.
And I have to be obedient to what I feel like he's calling me to do. I can't be quiet anymore. And that's why #SilentNoMore is so powerful to me. It's the backbone of matters of my heart. Because I know for myself, no one told me this, I know for myself that it took God to heal me. But I didn't do it alone. He sent people in the wings that would pray for me when I refused to pray. When I refused to believe. God had people praying for me, believing for me. And now I'm here today to say that I'm now that person that will pray for you, that will believe for you.
Yes.
That will hold your hand. That will kick somebody's ass if I have to.
Away. In the mix, right? It's okay. You know, and that is just so powerful that, you know, you say you had someone praying for you, even when you couldn't pray for yourself. And it's funny, like you said, God sends it. Because when I started going to the church that I am now a faithful member of, when I was first going, I was like here and there, whatever. The first 2 years, I probably went maybe 10 times in 2 years, 3 years. In 2 years, I probably went about 10 times. And afterward, the pastor's wife, would call me. She would come check on me, everything. But she never once said, I ain't seen you in church, or why you haven't been coming to church. She'll go, hey, are you good? How's everything? I've been praying for you.
Nice.
I hope everything is good. And even in my darkest moments, when she will always call me at that time when I was deep down in my depression, and she'll be like, just checking to see how you're doing. And I say that because, like you said, you had someone praying for you. I had someone praying for me too. And it's awesome to know that there are people out there who loves you and care for you despite how you feel about yourself, despite what you've done in your life. They love you for you, and they see the good in you when you don't see it in yourself. And that's what me and Jamie are.
Yeah.
We are that person who is praying for you and who sees the good in you, because you don't see it in yourself right now, but we know it's there. Because we know God created you, and He makes no mistakes in none of His creation. They're all perfectly made in His image, not man's image, not your image, not my image, in His image. So if He knows you're perfect, you need to know you're perfect as well. And that's why we are doing this lab. That is why Matters of My Heart support system is there to help you. Because guess what? For us to take over the nation, we need more people in that. And it's you. You don't know it's you yet, but it's you. So I am just so happy. I'm like, honestly, people, I am calming down. I've calmed it down. Oh, thank you. I've calmed it down.
You have?
Just so I don't scare you away. Don't worry. Next week, you're going to get all of it. See how I did that?
Yeah.
A little bit.
Look, they have to take you in small doses.
Exactly, small doses. Don't worry. I will grow on you. I will.
Laura Shay, what's the name of your program?
It's Coast to Diamond, 8 Steps to a Healing Transformation. Oh, and by the way, I don't know. I think, Jamie put it out there. I will be sponsoring my 8 Steps to a Healing Transformation to Jamie's program. So guess what? Get on it. Get on it. It's an awesome book. I've had 5 clients who have went through the 8 steps of the healing transformation, and they loved it. Now, one thing they all said was, it's so thin, because it literally is 51 pages, right? But the information in there is all meat. I'm telling you, I don't have no potatoes, no vegetables in there. It's all meat. Because my thing is, you've been playing around with that so long.
Yeah.
It's time to stop playing with it.
Yeah.
Get to the root of the issue.
Go to work.
Get to the thickness. So yes.
I'm doing some marketing while you talking.
I see. I'm like, who's saying that? Who's saying that? Remember, people, we're getting used to blab. Okay. Yes. But, oh my God. Don't you see it's almost an hour? I still can go on.
Oh, we only have 10 minutes.
No. Okay.
Well, you know what? We're still having a great conversation, and there are people that are watching live on my website, and there are people that are in the room.
I know.
So, I
It's
mean,
okay.
they're warming up, so they're trying to figure out who we are and if we're legit.
Exactly.
This whole expert thing, like how can you prove that you're an expert in what you do? And I don't live like that. I mean, I have live experience. And that's why I say for matters of my heart.
Any school.
Hmm?
I said life to me trumps like school,
Yeah.
Yeah. Because you've been
every
there.
day, because the books tell you how your brain is supposed to operate. But the Bible tells me how God operates. And so
girl, say it again.
matters of my heart deals with the core, with the heart, not this organ that you learn about in school, but the heart, the soul. And so how do you connect the mind, the body, and the soul so that it's one? No book can tell me that. God can, though. So, and I'm sure I'm going to get a whole bunch of people that disagree with me, which is why I love the blab, because I would love to have that conversation with someone who disagrees. I don't want everyone to agree with everything I say. That's why I'm going to put my head up. I don't need a bigger head.
And it's funny to say that because a lot of people do, are about wanting the credentials and things like that. So I conform to the world, right? I was like, okay, I'll conform because if it allows me to help you, I'm down for it. So I recently went through RCASA, which is our locally Rappahannock Cancel Sexual Assault program, and I am now a certified sexual assault emergency responder. What that is yes, certified, right? Since y'all like that word, certified. And what that is that when you go to the hospital within the Rappahannock region, which is from Stafford, Fredericksburg, Orange County, Caroline County, Spotsylvania. When you go to any of these hospitals and you are there because of assault, I will be someone who comes there and explains to you what the forensic side is, what they're going to be doing. Would you like to do it? And then what would you like to do? Would you like it to be a closed case or open case? And then we'll go from there. And if you decide for it to be whatever, you sign you up for free counseling, free people, free counseling, free.
Be like free 99.
Through grants. It's free and it's very confidential. It's covered by HIPAA, so it's really confidential. And also, legally, everything is free. And what we do is if you decide to do an open case and press charges, I am with you the whole time. Every court case you have, every whatever you have. So if it takes 2 years before we get a verdict, I'm with you for 2 years. So that's just how it is, because what we want is for you to get comfortable with the person who shows up for you, because you build a rapport. So yes, I am certified, if that helps anyone. I went through the training and I'm still going through the training because I am planning on doing national level certification. of it now. So if that helps you to connect to us, so
That's
you
beautiful.
can start your healing process and stop being so comfortable with the pain. There you go.
Yeah.
Now, what excuse do you have?
None.
None.
It's going to take some convincing, because we've been comfortable in this place for such a long time. So, I'm sure, because I know I heard a lot of preachers say to me when I was broken, God is going to use you, and you're going to be mighty in the kingdom of God. And I can help you. So I'm sure you've heard a lot of empty promises.
Yes.
Here's the thing too, I want to say about this empty promise, because once you've been hurt, one of the things that's really hard for you is to trust someone. And I'm sure you've heard a lot of people say, I'm going to help you through this. But then when the road start getting rough, they bounce.
Disappear. You be like,
what happened?
Mm-hmm.
And so now that makes that trust just that much more harder to let go of. Like, you know what? And I remember saying this to a friend, a guy friend, as a matter of fact, just the other week. He said to me, he was like, we're going to be BFFs forever. And I laughed and I said, you know what? People really don't stick around me forever. And he looked at me. I was like, yeah, I don't. People can't really handle me. And I left it at that. But I said that to my therapist, and she said, she's always correcting me. She was like, well, I don't agree. She's like, I don't agree. She's like, you have changed a lot over just the years that I've been with you. She's like, so don't count people out that they can't handle you. You just have to be willing to trust them with your innermost parts. And I don't really trust anyone yet like that. You know what I'm saying? In that intimate way. Mm-hmm. I have my support system and my therapist. When I need to talk, that's who I call. But for a man or a partner, for me to be intimate with, I'll let you only so close, because I don't really trust it. And that's my excuse by telling them people don't hang around me long.
See? Yes.
Because I've been hurt so much, and I've, even boyfriends would say, I love you, I'll never leave you. But then when I start crying about something that happened in my past, they didn't know how to comfort me. And so they left. And so now I don't let anybody. It's like, I'm over it.
But, yeah, it's hard. But, it's like one of those things where it's hard, but it's doable. It's doable to trust. And I definitely understand. And then also remember, people, we're not saying going around trust everybody, right? Because everybody is not worthy of your trust either. So don't take it as we're saying, trust everybody you come in contact with.
Right.
No.
Yeah.
That's
not what we're saying.
We're saying is learn to just be open and trust who you feel is worthy of your trust.
But you know what, Laura Shay?
Need to be worthy of your trust.
That comes with learning how to trust you, and that you know what's best for you. You remember earlier you were saying how you didn't really trust your decisions.
Yes.
You didn't think that you would make the right decisions for you.
Exactly.
So once you get over that hurdle and you're able to trust you, and that goes back to, the Bible says that God talks to the heart of man. So if you were to be quiet for a moment and listen to your heart, then that whole trust situation with your own self that will begin to mend. But again, like, this healing journey is not, it's not easy, but it's not a quick and dirty, I'm delivered, I'm better,
Exactly.
let's go
Exactly.
type of thing. It takes a lot of work.
It does. One thing I tell my clients is, I'm not a quick fix. So if you feel like you trying to be quick at the end of our 10-week session, then this is not the program for you. I am helping you to start your journey, but you still have to do the work after me.
Yeah.
I'm just helping.
This is instant oatmeal. Add water and stir.
No, it's not. I tell them up front, and I've had some women go, oh, okay, well, all right, well, on to the next. Then I have some women who've actually signed up, and we went through it, and they love it, and you can definitely see their transformation. So when you start the healing process and you let go of that pain that you're so comfortable with, don't expect a turnaround in 3 months. It's not happening. I can say for me, it took about 2.5 years for me to go through my healing process. And the funny thing is I'm still going through a healing process.
Absolutely.
And I say that because I've healed from one area in my life. I'm in a new chapter. So now I have to learn and deal with this new chapter. And with this new chapter comes a new process of learning how to deal.
Girl.
Man.
Yes. Girl, let me give you some props on that.
Like, for real, people, like, healing and trusting the process never changes. It just, you just heal from one and move to the next. That's it. Cause like
you just learn the practical ways of how to go from one journey to the next, to one process to the next.
Exactly.
And it took me 5 years to deal with being raped as a child. But then now that I've learned myself, like, I really took a lesson and a class on Jamie. What do I like? What are my triggers? What pisses me off? What makes me really happy?
Yes.
What calms this beast down?
What you're going to accept and what you're not going to accept.
Yes. Boundaries. Boundaries.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
All of that stuff, it took a long time for me to really, really, really know about it and know about myself and know what my triggers were. Yeah. And once I found out what my triggers were, I was able to manage my life better.
Yes.
So I knew certain words would trigger that feeling from my past. So I had to work on not allowing that word to have power over me. So that took, again, a lot of work. So though I'm healed from the sexual assault, I'm still trying to heal over my lack of trust in men.
Oh, okay.
I'm still trying to heal over my relationship with my daughter. So there are certain areas of me that are off limits.
Exactly.
I'll open so much what I can teach you about the things that I've overcome. But the things that I'm still working on, because I'm not perfect, those are off limits. Because there's still some emotion attached to that thing.
Wow. So question, with your trigger words, do you let people know these words if they're going to be around you? Or so say if somebody says something to you and it's a trigger for you, do you say something then or do you let it slide? What do you do?
Two reasons why I don't let people know what triggers. One, it gives them the power. And remember, I don't trust people easily. So immediately my first reaction is that you're going to use it against me. So I'm not going to tell you.
Gotcha.
The second piece of that is I need to get to the point where it doesn't have power over me. So sometimes, most of the time, people don't even know that that's a trigger for me.
Okay.
So like if I'm in an intimate relationship, if I'm in a relationship with someone, then yes, I'll open up and I'll share, these are triggers for me and this is why.
Okay.
But I'm in an intimate relationship with you. Okay. Joe Blow down the street, whatever.
Yeah, exactly. Got you.
Even my friends, I don't share a lot with them because it's just, I don't know. I don't think that they would be able to understand because none of them has gone through what I've gone through. So they love me. They would respond like out of love.
Yeah.
But really understanding what a trigger word is, because they, in their mind, it was like, oh, just get over it. Why do you let that bother you?
Because they don't understand.
Get over that.
And I asked that because I did have a friend tell me that that I use trigger words towards them, right? And I was like, oh, okay. And I was like, I didn't know that. I apologize. Now I know because I understand what trigger words are because I have my own trigger words that when people say, like you said, I don't tell them. I just dismiss it unless I feel like it's going to bring on some type of emotion. And then I go, okay, look, can you please stop saying that or whatever? So I did. And so I was wondering, I was like, okay, do you, and that really helped me to learn that person as well, because I was like, all right, I get it. I understand what that means. It won't happen again, so.
But what I would say about that particular thing, if they told you, okay, these are trigger words for me. First of all, a trigger word is used in therapy, so that's where you get it from. It's not a word that you learn out on the street.
That's the only way I knew I learned it. Yes.
You learn it in therapy. It's one of those psychotherapy words or whatever. I probably just made that word up. But here's the thing, though. They will tell you that to take away the accountability of how they respond to it. So rather than them doing the work so that word is no longer a trigger for them, they're just going to tell you to stop saying it. No, how about you stop letting it be a trigger word? Trigger?
You're right. Okay, y'all, we on our goofy part now. Please don't be scared.
Okay.
But yes.
We are well over our time.
Oh, yes, we gotta go. We
have to go, people.
No. Okay.
Well, it's been so great. It's been fun. Our very first Fire and Ice blab. But don't worry, people. We're here every week, same place, same time, different topic of discussion.
Yes.
Tell your friends.
Yes.
Bring your enemies. Bring everybody.
Exactly. Look us up on Facebook.
Yes.
Inbox us. Email us. Any questions that you have about tonight. If you just want to leave a comment, if you just want to tell us how it was, how you feel. We love feedback, right?
Yes.
We love feedback. So please
just let
us know. And if you go, look, confidential, I just want to say this. We totally believe and understand confidentiality and anonymous. We definitely do. So, like she said, same bat time, same bat channel, here next Tuesday, 8:30 p.m. with a new topic, and we're going to bring it all the way live. Fire and Ice.
Yes.
Right?
Get you
Talking
some.
about life, love, faith, healing, purpose.
Yes.
When life has dealt with you.
Yes. Love it.
That was good.
Love it.
Like, sit back. That's your shoulders. Okay.
They're going to fire. So you don't wake up till 11 o'clock anyway.
Who?
You.
I would.
You get that burst of energy at 11 o'clock at night.
I am up. I'm up every day at 6:50. and I'm usually in bed by like midnight.
I'm saying you get your burst of energy at 11 when everybody else is ready to calm down and go to hell to sleep. You up,
I'm like,
vacuuming rooms, painting the walls,
it's funny you say
burping them babies.
I'm finna go back to sewing.
Sewing.
You know, so.
Well, thank you. It's been so fun, and I can't wait till next week.
So, we'll talk later.
We'll talk later.
See you guys.
Yes.
Tuesday.
Until next time. Bye, everybody.
Love you. Shine bright like a diamond.